X squared plus 2x minus 15. We want to factor that. Here again, don't forget to ask yourselves, is there a GCF that can be factored out? If so, do it. So there is no GCF, but we still want to attempt to factor. So let's go ahead and set up our template. Factors of the first term. Let's list them. Fill in the variable part. We have it. X and X for the first term. And then our sign rules. Sign of the last term is going to be negative. So that means we're going to have different signs in a parenthesis, meaning one parenthesis is going to be positive, the other is going to be negative. Let's draw X, and let's list the factors of negative 15 that will add to give us positive 2. So 15, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. Well, 3 and 5. So this is where you need to know your sign rule, your adding of integer rules, because when we multiply 3 and 15, we want negative 15. So one of these factors must be negative. But when we add 3 and 5, we want positive 2. So you have to pay close attention to what has to be negative and what has to be positive. So remember, when we're adding when one sign is positive, one sign is negative, it depends on the greater number if we're going to add a negative or a positive sign. So if we put a negative to the 15, yes, 3 times negative 5 is negative 15, but 3 plus negative 5 would give us negative 2. So we cannot apply the negative to the 5. It will have to be to the 3. So yes, pay close attention to what integer goes to which number. So we want the 3 to be negative, so we're going to put it next to our minus sign, and we want the 5 to be positive. We're going to put it next to our plus sign. So there we go. X plus 5 times x minus 3. And that is our solution. Number 4, we have here x squared minus 30x minus 64. Okay, let me just fold this paper up here so we can finish this. There we go. All right, so let's set up our template. Okay, fill in the variables. So x and x for the first term. Your sign rules, sign of the last term is negative. So we're going to have different signs in the parentheses. One positive, one negative. Let's draw our x. So we're looking for factors of negative 64 that when we add those factors, it would give us, add those two numbers, it would give us negative 30. So 64, let's look at that. First, let's just look at 64. We have 1 and 64, 2 and 32. We know we have 4 and, let's see, 4 goes into 64. Help me out here. It says 16 times. Okay, 8 and 8. Okay, so which factors will we use here? 2 and 32. because when we know that we're going to apply a negative to one of these numbers because we want negative 30. So because I want this middle term to be negative 30, which number, 2 or 32, has to be negative? The 32. Because when we add 2 plus negative 32, that would give us the negative 30. We subtract their values, take the sign of the highest number. The highest is 32, which is negative, so it's negative 30. So the 2 goes to the positive, the 32 goes to the negative. And there we go. This is our answer.